Welcome back, Focus Learners. We have got a fantastic explainer lined up for you today. We're going to be diving into a rapid-fire series of tech updates from July 2026. And honestly, when you put them all together, they collectively signal a massive fundamental shift across multiple industries. We're talking about the kind of week historians are going to look back on as a total turning point.
I mean, just look at what's happening all at exactly the same time. We've got these seemingly disconnected events crashing into the very same week. On one hand, historic App Store lawsuits are finally wrapping up. On the other, mind-bending space records are being shattered, and computer hardware is hitting power demands so high they literally rival household appliances. When you step back and look at these together, it's crystal clear the tech industry is at a major crossroads. We're colliding headfirst with a new era of regulation, unprecedented physical automation, and a very real sustainability wall.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap. First, we're covering the fall of the app monopoly, then space economics and reusability, the humanoid robot era, gaming's premium price problem, and finally, the sustainability challenge. Let's get into it.
Section 1. The Fall of the App Monopoly.
This is a monumental shift for smartphone users. It breaks a 15-year Google monopoly over how applications are distributed to billions of people. So let's walk through how we actually got here. It all kicked off back in August 2020 when Epic Games deliberately added a direct payment system to Fortnite. Why? To completely bypass Google's infamous 30% commission. Well, Google instantly removed the game, and that sparked 4 grueling years of legal warfare. Fast forward through all that litigation, and in early 2026, the court finally ruled in Epic's favor. Which brings us to July 22, 2026, Liberation Day. Third-party app stores officially launch on the Play Store. It's huge, because this capitulation proves that even tech giants, with all their billions, absolutely cannot resist regulatory and legal pressure forever.
The actual mechanism driving this victory is Google's new Play Catalog access. Get this, for a flat fee of just $5,000 a year, competing third-party stores get full access to the complete Play Store catalog. That crucially bypasses that mandatory 30% commission on in-app purchases. So what does this all mean for you and me? Well, consumers are likely going to see lower prices, highly specialized app stores, and actual real competition. Epic is already launching a store with only a 12% fee. And it really begs the question, with Google finally folding under antitrust pressure, is Apple's iOS ecosystem the next domino to fall?
Moving on to Section 2, Space Economics and Reusability. 600. I really want to pause on that for a second because the scale of this number is just wild. In July 2026, SpaceX achieved its historic 600th flight of a flight-proven Falcon 9 booster. And the specific booster that hit this record, Booster B1080, it was flying for its 28th time. It has gone to space and landed safely 28 times. Unbelievable.
The financial contrast here is literally changing the world. Think about it. A traditional expendable rocket means you build a brand new one every single time, which costs roughly $60 million. But with SpaceX's reusable rockets, they're really just paying for launch operations and fuel. That drops the cost to roughly $1 to $2 million per launch. Because of this massive drop in price, SpaceX is now launching a rocket every 2.5 days. They've made access to space 10 times cheaper, which kicks the door wide open for massive satellite networks.
Now, what's really interesting is what that cheaper access gives us. Things like Starlink. When comparing the V4 to the newly announced V5 dish, the speed hasn't changed at all. It's still 375 plus megabits per second. Instead, the focus is entirely on efficiency. The weight is down to 3.4 kilograms, the power draw has absolutely plummeted to just 50 to 70 watts, and it now supports Wi-Fi 6. They aren't trying to make it faster, they're making it hyper-portable and incredibly efficient for remote locations, boats, or, off-grid living.
All right, Section 3, the humanoid robot era. Let's bring it back down to Earth.
Over at the Tesla factory in Fremont, they've made a completely shocking decision. Tesla is physically demolishing the production lines for their luxury Model S and Model X vehicles. Why? To replace them with production lines for the Optimus Gen 3 humanoid robot. Elon Musk is making a massive all-in bet here. The logic is basically this. There are 1.5 billion cars in the world, sure, but there could be tens of billions of robots. He firmly believes this multi-trillion-dollar humanoid robot market will eventually completely eclipse the entire automotive industry. And the specs for the Optimus Gen 3 are staggering. It features hands with 22 degrees of freedom and an 8-hour battery life. The brain uses the exact same 8-camera setup and full self-driving processor as Tesla's cars. And the target cost? just $30,000. Now think about this. A $30,000 asset that can do physical labor 24/7 without benefits or vacation, that is an unfathomable productivity gain for a company. But the real alarm bells are ringing over the job displacement timelines. We are staring down an immediate risk to manufacturing and assembly line jobs right now, between 2026 and 2028. Logistics and warehouse jobs face the exact same threat by 2029 and retail by 2030. As a society, we truly haven't grappled with how to manage this immediate sweeping risk to millions of human livelihoods.
Section 4. Gaming's Premium Price Problem.
Nintendo's internal debate over the upcoming Switch 2 perfectly highlights what's happening in consumer tech. The expected LCD model is launching at about $449, but if they go with an OLED model, that pushes the expected price tag to somewhere between $549 and $599. Now, obviously, OLED gives you infinite contrast and beautiful true blacks, but it costs more and drains the battery faster. Nintendo is deeply worried here because a $600 handheld pushes the absolute limit of consumer acceptability. At that price point, you're competing directly with heavy-duty home consoles like the PlayStation 5. Premium tech is just getting so incredibly expensive that the middle class of consumer electronics is practically evaporating before our eyes.
Let's move to our final section and see how all this builds together. Section 5. The Sustainability Challenge.
The escalation in power consumption for NVIDIA's high-end graphics cards is just glaring. The current RTX 4090 pulls a massive 450 watts. The upcoming 5090 bumps that up to 600 watts. But the leaked RTX 5090 Ti, which by the way could cost up to $4,999 to buy, is expected to demand 800 plus watts of power. That is literally as much power as a small refrigerator. If you run that card 8 hours a day, it's going to cost you over $360 a year in electricity alone just to turn it on. We are trading massive amounts of global energy for what amounts to a 15 to 20% performance bump.
So, when you synthesize all of this, the crucial takeaway is that we're facing a real regulatory and environmental reckoning. The tech industry just can no longer operate unchecked. App monopolies are being dismantled by global antitrust laws like the EU Digital Markets Act and the FTC. We have an infinite power demand scenario where 800-watt GPUs and millions of continuous charging humanoid robots are going to severely strain global power grids. We're launching thousands of low Earth orbit satellites that require constant replacement. And we're caught in this crazy efficiency paradox where, sure, the individual chips are way more efficient, but that efficiency is completely overwhelmed by the sheer massive scale of deployment.
Which brings us perfectly to this quote from Dr. Sarah Green, a professor of technology ethics at MIT. She says, "We can't efficiency our way out of the sustainability challenge. More fundamentally, what is technology for?" And she hits the nail right on the head. As our tools scale from handheld games to fully autonomous humanoid robots and massive space economies, we really have to start questioning the ultimate purpose of all this rapid consumption.
So I want to leave you with that provocative question. What is technology for? Are we building 800-watt graphics cards and replacing human jobs with robots to actually improve the human condition, or just to prove that we can? As we move forward into this wild new era of tech and space, I invite you to reconsider your own relationship with the technology you consume. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep learning.